Hi everyone, this is Andrea Smith, your stress resilience coach on her regular Wednesday masterclass. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 4 steps to beating burnout so you can improve your employee productivity or your own productivity. I hope you guys are well today and are enjoying your day. So first, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about stress versus burnout. Now, burnout is a rather painful topic because we all like to be upbeat and positive. Yet, burnout is very real, problematic, and yet avoidable with the right understanding, awareness, and tools. Stress is often caused by time restraints, demands, work pressures associated with, trying to do the best at work. While stress is just overwhelming, it's not impossible to deal with. Burnout is, on the other hand, you feel that you can't overcome these obstacles. You experience that sense of hopelessness. Burnout is often caused when there's heavy responsibilities on you, home life, work life, the cost of living crisis, overwork, your irregular sleeping patterns, financial worries. It's important you avoid getting to this point. If you want to continue being successful at work, achieving your goals, or feel like you're growing healthily within yourself. So, how do you prevent burnout? And what are your strategies? Now, there is a psychological detachment from work that you need to obtain. It refers to a state where you can mentally disconnect from these job or work-related issues when you're away from work. It will help you recover from stress, reduce burnout, emotional exhaustion, and improve your overall well-being and life satisfaction. Improve your job satisfaction as well and achieve your goals that you would like to. It improves your relationship outside work, reduces that conflict between work demands and family. A healthy work-life balance reduces employee turnover, improves performance, lowers the incidence of lateness and absenteeism. So there's huge amount of benefit. Now, cultivating that solid barrier between work and life is really important. And these 2 roles will allow you to recharge, unwind from those work-related stresses. Now, it is essential to identify those behaviors and beliefs you have and the conditions you create. I call them the holes in your work-life barrier. In the instance, you don't take sufficient of breaks, so that could be like a hole, right? So I have 3 steps where you can identify these holes. First is, how do you identify those holes in your work-life barriers? Things you do, like your thoughts, your circumstances, can puncture holes in this work and home life. Examples, you get home from work and you're taking calls from work, you're checking your emails. That leaves you not being present at home. In this step, I'd like you to consider what are those behaviors and beliefs you have in the circumstances you create. First, think of those behaviors and write it down on a bit of paper, the things that you do that create those holes, your beliefs, what you think is true, that I have to work at 10 o'clock at night, even at home, otherwise I won't be good and efficient at home. All the conditions and those circumstances you create to puncture those holes. Now, the second step is, it takes a lot of thought and planning to fill those holes in your work-life barrier, between your work and your private life. It would help if you find those ways to fill those holes, to create a healthy balance so that can be restored. Now that you've identified those behaviors, those beliefs, those circumstances, it'll help for you to find solutions to fill them. For example, if you're checking work-related emails at home, turn off those notifications when you get home because you know what, actually you finished work right now. you're feeling stress at home because of the workload, and you're telling your wife that you can't help with the kids or you can't do XYZ at home. So that means there's a hole and you need to fill them. Now, step 3 is when you write it down, when you identify these steps, plan to implement strengthening your work-life barrier. Fill those holes up so that you're present fully in both, but you're keeping that separate. Stop checking your texts and emails at home. Think of disconnecting when you get home. Just relax, listen to some music, watch some funny videos, spend some time with the family. It is really important to be present doing that. Now, burnout can also be described as that exhaustion that you feel from overwork. You're okay 1 minute and you're not okay the next. You say, I've been burning the candle at both ends. How often have you heard people say that? Now pause for a moment and think of that. What image comes to mind? Is it that frazzled self when you look at a mirror, or that image of yourself who's agitated, who's not coping, who's running around trying to juggle so many things, or maybe sitting at your computer desk looking exhausted and defeated? But that's not always the case, because some people do hide their private life, hide what they're experiencing. So while rest and relaxation can replenish and can ease your exhaustion, curb that cynicism, enhance efficiency, it does not always find the root cause of the burnout. So back in the office, you might find that you have an impossible workload, untenable conflicts, or very less resources. So look at your mindset and look at the assumptions. What aspects of your situation that are truly fixed, and what can you change? So if you alter your perspective and you can buffer those negative impact, even of those inflexible aspects. So first of my 4-step approach is think of focus as a muscle and train it accordingly. We call it the progressive overload method. So gradually that you're going to, while you're stressed, what you do is if you exercise and you increase your exercise on there, and you'll be able to cope with the stress because your body is able to cope. So that way you train your focus as a muscle, and that's no different. Second point is schedule your workday with your body's natural ebbs and flows of energy. We all go through these natural ebbs and flows. At one point you feel down, low in energy, you need a protein bar or just a break to walk around. So, you could be focused in the morning, but have a low energy in mid-afternoon. So in the afternoon, take a little mini break, take your lunch break when you feel down and you walk around. So when you try to improve your focus in this manner, you give yourself every advantage that you can. You align your day with those energy highs and lows. The third is start your day with a single anchor task. Choose the task that you're doing the first during the day. It requires prioritization, and be honest about what work is most meaningful. If you're unsure, clear up your priorities with your boss or your manager. The last of my 3-step ways is remove distractions, both physical and digital, from your work environment. It's easy to get pulled away when you're looking at your Facebook or Instagram posts, or, it will destroy your focus. So like your phone, just put it away in your bag somewhere. And then when you take a break, then you can look at it, because it's important to keep focused at work, and when at home, keep focused at home. So I have a quick acronym that I'm going to tell you about. I call it the REACH. So R of the REACH is take your time to acknowledge, reflect, and embrace all your challenges. E is effort. Use these opportunities to prioritize what's important and what's not, to find your purpose and fill those holes in your barriers. E is of the reach is your ability to take on challenges and bounce back. So if you train your focus, you'll be able to really train that mind muscle of yours. The C is nurture and change your strengths and your abilities. So find your strengths from within. What are you good at, what you're not, and tackle those tasks first so you feel good, and then you tackle the other tasks and have your belief in yourself. See setbacks is necessary part of the learning process. So I think that we all learn from failure. So the minute I fail at something, I learn, and then I pick myself up and then I try again. So workplace balance is key. So log off and take a rest so that you and the team are in a much better place to be productive, to produce better results.